Hello, I'm Pritha, and I will be talking about India's twin balance sheet problem. Imagine a situation where companies are unable to invest and expand because they are drowning in debt, and banks hesitate to lend because they are burdened with bad loans. This is not just a hypothetical scenario, it is India's twin balance sheet problem, a major challenge that continues to hinder our economic growth. This problem refers to two interconnected crises. The first is the highly indebted corporate sector, where many large companies borrowed heavily but are now struggling to repay their loans. The second is the stressed banking system, where Indian banks, especially public sector banks, have accumulated massive non performing assets, or NPAs, due to these bad loans. This problem first gained attention in the early 2010s when reckless lending during the 2003 and 8 booming years led to a surge in bad debts. By 2016, India's bad loan crisis had reached a peak, with NPAs touching over 11% of total loans. Now, while the government and the RBI took steps to resolve this issue, this emerged post pandemic as well, where corporate debt increased again and banks faced renewed financial stress. Now, why is this a big concern? Slow economic growth, where companies are over leveraged, they cut back on investment, slowing down job creation and economic expansion. When banks have too many bad loans, they become risk averse, reducing lending to new businesses and entrepreneurs. And on top of this, the government often steps in to bail out banks, diverting public funds away from essential areas like infrastructure and healthcare. Now, this cycle of debt, stress, and weak credit flow, it stifles our economic recovery and threatens long-term stability. Now, to resolve this issue, India must implement a mix of financial, regulatory, and structural reforms. For example, for short term, strengthening our insolvency resolution. The Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code in 2016 was a step in the right direction, but delays in resolution need to be reduced. Fast tracking cases and improving debt recovery mechanisms will help clear NPAs faster. Bank recapitalization and governance reforms for 3 to 5 years in scope. The government has injected capital into banks, but structural governance reforms are necessary to prevent reckless lending in the future. Strengthening risk assessment frameworks in public sector banks will ensure better credit decisions. Developing a corporate bond market where India's corporate sector relies heavily on bank loans. Now, a strong bond market will provide an alternative funding source, reducing pressure on banks. But this is easier said than done. There are some major challenges, which include political and bureaucratic hurdles, where bank reforms often face resistance from vested interests. Even judicial delays, where cases under the IBC can take years to resolve, slowing down debt recovery. And the global economic uncertainty, where external shocks like recession risks, oil price volatility, and geopolitical tensions can worsen the problem. Now, India's twin balance sheet problem is a ticking time bomb. If left unchecked, it can slow down economic progress and limit opportunities for millions. However, with bold reforms, faster debt resolution, and a more responsible banking system, we can overcome this challenge and build a stronger and more resilient economy. Thank you.